Chris, what is our second main topic today?
This comes from Jeremy Givens. Greetings and salutations, John and crew. We got a quick look at Jane and her helmet in the trailer, but I just saw on Twitter an actual screen grab from the movie showing Jane and Thor together. It's a much better look at Jane in the costume and without the helmet on. I think it looks great. Have you guys seen it? And if so, what do you think of it? Thanks and have a great day.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Jeremy. And yes, of course, the movie that I said this a couple of weeks ago, the MCU movie this year that I am most looking forward to was not Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, although I was very excited about that, but it's Thor: Love and Thunder. This is the movie that I'm super stoked about, very excited for. Now, we started seeing some concept art, some toy art and things like that. We started getting an idea about what the Mighty Jane was going to look like in this movie a little bit. And then the teaser trailer came as Mjolnir flew into her hand, camera pans back as she strikes her pose in the helmet. Looked great. Looked fantastic. Well, now Marvel and Disney have officially released an official still from the movie showing Lady Thor and Thor standing side by side. And I got a couple of thoughts here when I look at this image. Number one, let me get negative out of the way first. I said this when we first saw the concept drawing of it. I'll say it again now that we see it live. I'm not a big fan of Thor's costume. There's something, I mean, it looks like something out of the Batman and Robin era of superhero costume design. I'm just not that huge on it, you know, and it's probably just a colors thing. I'm not really big on it. Okay, that out of the way. Not a big deal. Natalie Portman looks awesome.
Yeah.
Not only do I love the outfit on her. Again, I like those more classic as far as the MCU goes. The classic, just more darker tones, silvers, things like that. I just think that works really well. But we got a glimpse of her guns in the teaser trailer. She got herself in really good shape for this. I think she looks absolutely phenomenal and awesome. And look, I went from a guy, you know, when they first announced, I think it was at Comic-Con, when Kevin Feige and Taika Waititi was on stage and they were like, we got one more surprise for you. And Natalie Portman comes out, Taika Waititi goes down to one knee and hands her Mjolnir, right? I remember I'm like, because as much as I love Thor, the movie, I think one of the weaker things in the MCU up until that point had been the relationship between Thor and Jane. I'm not very big on romantic relationships in most comic book movies anyway, with a couple of key exceptions, Tony and Pepper, Makari and Druig, yeah, but very, very few. And this one is just one, as much as I love Natalie Portman and I love Thor and I love Chris Hemsworth, they just didn't have the chemistry to me. To me, it just never worked. It wasn't super great in the first Thor, even though I love the movie, and it certainly wasn't all that great in the second Thor, which wasn't all that great of a movie. But over the last year and a half or so, there's something about it has made this idea grow on me. And then when we saw the trailer, I was like, okay, all right. And I don't know what, listen, it's just a still image. A still image does not tell us if a movie's going to be any good or not. All right. I'm just saying that right up front. It doesn't. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I saw that. I'm like, okay, I want to see these two on screen together. I want to see how their dynamic changes now that she's not just the scientist running around with a pencil in her hand. Let's see how that goes. As a matter of fact, Taika Waititi talked about that a little bit when he said the following about Thor: Love and Thunder. This comes to us from Empire Magazine. It's been about 8 years, Waititi tells Empire. She's had a whole other life. And then the love of your life comes back on the scene and is now dressed like you. It's a real mindfuck for Thor. The notion of Jane wielding Thor's hammer was first explored in Jason Aaron's acclaimed comics run, The Mighty Thor, back in 2015. I didn't know we were going to use the storyline of the Mighty Thor character until we started working out the actual story, says Waititi of Love and Thunder. I was writing and it was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to bring Jane back into the storyline? In doing so, the director didn't want to tread familiar ground. You don't want Natalie coming back and playing the same character who's walking around with science equipment. You know, while Thor's flying around, she's left on Earth tapping her foot going, when's Thor going to be back? That's boring. So I will admit now that when she first came on stage, well, I thought the whole thing about Taika getting on a knee, that was all cool and everything. I was like, I had some trepidation about the idea of them bringing back this character just because, again, I think it's been the weak part of the thing. but I've come around full circle on it. I now think this could be actually really cool. I love this image. Rob, you had a chance to take a look at it. What did you think about the image, and where are your thoughts right now in general about Thor: Love and Thunder?
Well, like with you, I even saw on Twitter today, somebody put a picture of Thor from the Dark World up. I think it was from the Dark World, maybe it's from the first Thor, and then put the picture that you just showed up, and they're like, what we want and what we're getting, ripping on the colors of the new costume. And I'm like, first of all, did you see the design work in Thor Ragnarok, how they leaned into the very Kirby-esque look of that world? This colorful, Thor has multiple costumes in this movie. I am sure there's a reason why this armor is so bright and garish. It's probably something to do with his personality or something that happens to be going on in the movie, and maybe he thinks look at how great I look, and he's, this looks to me like it's his members only outfit, the way everyone wore members only jackets in the 80s. Well, you wouldn't know that, but this to me looks like, he's in an 80s. This is metal, dude. This is a metal version of Thor. He's going to get up and he's going to sing, some Sammy whatever, Hagar song or I Don't Drive 55. I mean, that's what I see. I mean, he's going to sing the Immigrant Song. I don't know what he's going to do, but this looks like a metal hairband Thor in a music video circa 1986.
It's got a Milano vibe to it.
Yeah.
He's been hanging out with the Guardians.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with the Guardians,
that's true.
So maybe somebody made him that outfit. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, it looks a little goofy, but I like it. Can you say Hot Toys? Yes, you can. I knew you can. I mean, I like that because I've loved what they've done with the Thor outfits. They've always looked good. Even the Gladiator Thor in Ragnarok, which was also very colorful, just different. And Natalie Portman looks great. I mean, look at her. Wait, can't anymore.
But let's bring up that image again. Let's bring up that image one more time. Because look
at the look on her face and her hair.
She looks great. But listen, God damn, it's so universally unfair that Chris Hemsworth has sucked up that much of the good looks in the universe.
My God.
That is a freaking handsome man.
And when you hear
That's
his
unfair.
voice, it just doubles the appeal. And the fact that he loves his wife and loves his kids. I mean, he's like, we can never, ever, any of us live up to him.
Anyway, Chris, you've had a chance to see the images now. What do you think about the image, and how does it affect your thoughts overall with Thor: Love and Thunder, and where you're at on the film overall right now?
I like it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks really, really rad. And I love what Taika's saying here too, because boy howdy was Natalie wasted in those first two movies.
Yeah.
It was not a great use of such an incredibly dynamic actress. And she was just there to be a love interest, right? She really didn't have much agency. And she's a brilliant physicist who doesn't have much agency. That's disappointing. So it's really, really fun to know that they're going into this, giving her more of a dynamic role to play out here.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of how that's going to affect Thor's ego and his own issue with still debating whether or not he's worthy. I mean, we had that great moment in Endgame, right? But I think there's still going to be some debate of, am I still the same Thor? Do I get to be the Thor I once was? Am I an ever-changing god, man, whatever? And how he's going to have to now deal with this woman who he had a kind of tumultuous relationship with towards the end there, how he's going to have that factor into his sense of worthiness too. Not only as Thor of Asgard, but as a man, as a partner. And I think it's going to be really, really compelling.
Here's a question to go lowbrow, but it has to be brought up. Over under 45%. At some point in this movie, there's a joke about Jane handling Thor's hammer.
There has to be
100%.
You're gonna go 100%.
100%, and it's gonna be somebody's gonna.
Oh, Ray, you disagree?
Yeah, man.
You don't think they're gonna go there?
No.
Really?
Don't see it.
That sounds like a total kind of bro Thor kind of joke. Yeah, I think they're gonna go there.
It's going to be him or Star-Lord being like, no, the first time.
Yes.
I feel like I should put a poll together and ask the audience. Well, we won't take time to do it. Well, I don't think we'll take time to do a poll right now, but I think it's pretty automatic they want. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this new photo, this new image? I love it. Where are your thoughts right now about Thor: Love and Thunder in general? Whatever you guys are feeling, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a minute and thank the sponsors of this video, Liquid IV. Now listen, just one stick of Liquid IV added to 16 ounces of water will hydrate you faster and more efficiently than just water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course vitamin C, with 3 times the electrolytes as traditional sports drinks. And what makes Liquid IV so effective is the science of cellular transport technology, or CTT. You see, it's designed to enhance rapid absorption of water and other key ingredients into your bloodstream faster and more efficiently. You know, Ann and I get up pretty early in the morning to go to the gym because we can't go to the gym at any other time during the day. And for the last couple of weeks, I have been drinking 1 full glass of water with Liquid IV, and all I can tell you is you can feel the difference during the workout. So go and grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code CAMPEA at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use the promo code CAMPEA, that's CAMPEA, at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today when you go to liquidiv.com, and remember, use the promo code at checkout, CAMPEA.